and he left out a couple really important sci-fi genre that I thought needed to be touched on. What do you say, gang? Jeff with D3 Reads on the road. Been a while since I rapped at you guys, to quote Jim Anchower from The Onion. But Eric did a post the other day about movies that were horrible adaptations from books, and he said, feel free to include movies that you liked, but movie adaptations from books. And he left out a couple really important sci-fi genre that I thought needed to be touched on, so I wanted to real quick bring those up to date. So we've got the 1980s, I believe it was, adaptation of Dune. Okay, wow. They did okay. They kind of told the story, but I think they took too many liberties with it. I don't want to give away anything at the end, but they added powers to the Kwisatz Haderach that he did not have. That wasn't about being able to manipulate the environment. That wasn't his power. That was not a good adaptation. The ones that have been released recently, Dune 1, Dune 2, and I think there's another one coming up, those are really, really well done. I think the adaptation was amazing. It sticks very, very close to the story. One of my sons was telling his friends, he said, the best way to watch this movie is to sit down with your dad who read it back in the 80s or so, and then he tells you all the interesting tidbits that took place in the book that doesn't happen in the movie. I don't recall there being that many that didn't fit into the movie, but it was the most current one. Great adaptation. Okay, so next step is an older one, I Am Legend. Okay, I watched the movie. I really, really liked the movie. I thought that was a very cool story. It was a very cool storyline. The acting, the monsters, everything about it was just there was great build-up. Great scenes. The desolation, the loneliness. They did great. I was all over that movie. It was awesome. A couple years ago, I listened to the audiobook thinking, hey, I'll hear the audiobook. Yeah, it's nothing alike. They're nothing alike. They share the name. Okay, they are something alike, but they're not alike. The monsters in the movie were vaguely sentient. They had some grasp of the rudimentary thinking. They had probably tribes, but not real language and articulation and what have you. They had very, very limited clothing, and I think that was just to keep the ratings. I don't know. Anyway, in the actual book / audiobook, I Am Legend is it's vampires. The creatures that are coming after him and he's hiding from are vampires. And he goes in, and he actually gets into the vampiric lore. So, he comments that the vampires that were previously Christian were bothered by a cross. They did not like the semblance of their religion in their previous life. The vampires that had been Jewish in life were they were offended by the Star of David. The cross had no impact on them. So it wasn't the actual emblem or artifact from the church as much as it was what it represented to the vampire it was being presented to. That kind of thing. It's a very good story. I don't want to give too much away. I don't want to, I don't want to give it away. Very good book. I suggest you listen to it. The Dune books, man, you can't beat Frank Herbert for building worlds. So the first, I think, 5-6 books on up through God Emperor are written by Frank Herbert, and they are amazing. I've heard Chapter House Dune thereon is not particularly awesome, so I haven't listened to them. I don't know. Haven't read them. But anyway, just wanted to touch base, get with you guys, and let you know that Eric missed out on a couple really important, monumental books/movies. I think this is my stop up here. It was great chatting with you guys. We'll catch you again real soon.